Hello, and welcome to the My Heart and Mind podcast, where it's all about creating the feel-good mindset so you can make the most of every moment and reap the benefits of getting the most happiness out of life. And now, over to your host, Sallie Crawley.
My show is for you if you've had a heart attack, heart surgery, a cardiac arrest, or your life has been impacted by a cardiac diagnosis. It's all about mastering your thoughts and feelings and emotions so you can feel great and live a life that you love despite your diagnosis. Thank you so much for joining me today. Just before we get into the show though, please be aware that my work is not intended to replace conventional medicine. It is complementary. If you have any concerns about your health or your heart, then do seek medical expert advice immediately. Hey, happy day, my hearty. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be talking about breathing exercises to reduce stress and anxiety. I'm sure, like me, you experience stress and anxiety from time to time. I thought prior to my heart attack that I had it pretty much nailed and that I had managed to find a way to manage the stress levels that I experienced. Perhaps I did. But after discharge from hospital, it really got out of my control and I had to learn to practice what I was preaching to my clients. So it was back to basics for me, which starts with breath work. It is, in my view, a really underrated and undervalued technique for managing your mental and emotional health. We tend to take it for granted as it's something that we just do to stay alive. However, did you know that it has influence over your central nervous system and can calm your sympathetic system, the fight or flight reflex, and elicit our parasympathetic nervous system, which is our rest and digest? Researchers from Stanford University have found that people who spent 5 minutes doing deep breathing exercises every day for a month saw their anxious feelings ease and mood improve more than those who only practiced mindfulness meditations. The participants were asked to practice one of 3 breathing exercises or mindful meditation for 5 minutes per day at home at a time that was suitable for them. The researchers reported that the effects were notably higher in the breathwork groups than the mindfulness group. Today, I'm sharing with you 5 different ways of using your breath to improve your stress tolerance, enhance energy, and regulate your emotional and cognitive state. Here are the 5 breathing exercises that can help you reduce stress. The first is a psychological sigh. The second is box breathing. The third is diaphragmatic breathing. The fourth is the 4-7-8 breathing technique. And the 5th is alternate nostril breathing. Please note that if you've not long been discharged from hospital, you follow all breathwork instructions from your cardiac team only. And if you do practice these breathing techniques, do make sure that it is within your own comfort and that you are safe to do it. So the first one, the psychological sigh, or what I like to call it is the parasympathetic breathing. This was first brought to my attention by Andrew Huberman, who was one of the scientists working on the research done at Stanford University. A psychological sigh is a sigh that is a result of an emotional or psychological state rather than a physical need for air. We do it naturally and without thinking. It may be a sign of stress, boredom, frustration, disappointment, or any other strong emotion. The act of sighing can release tension. Breathing is an important aspect of psychological sighing. This practice includes taking 2 intakes of breath when inhaling. It is deeper and slower inhalations of air than normal breathing, often accompanied by the exhalation of air. It's one long inhale, filling the lungs and the belly, and then a short, sharp inhale at the top, filling the lungs right at the top of the breath. This double breath in snaps open the alveoli, allowing you to take in more oxygen and release more carbon dioxide, helping to regulate breathing and oxygen levels in your body. A sigh can provide a physical outlet for pent-up emotions, helping to reduce stress and promote a sense of relaxation. Sighing can also serve as a means of non-verbal communication, conveying a range of emotions, as I said, frustration, disappointment or sadness. To perform the psychological sigh is just a number of 3 steps. First, take 2 breaths in through your nose, one big one filling your tummy, and a short, sharp one at the top, like taking a little extra sip of air. And then allow gently one exhalation through your mouth, allowing a sighing sound as you breathe out. And you can do this up to 3 times and you'll notice the results. So, what does it sound like? So I'm going to just demonstrate for you. Bit weird seeing as though we're on audio and you can't see me, but hey, let's give it a go. So first of all, 2 breaths in through the nose. And then the long, slow exhalation with a sighing sound. I hope that makes sense to you. You can always drop me a line and ask any questions you like, but I definitely recommend this. It really works the trick for me. As I mentioned, this kind of breathing can stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system. It can be useful in a variety of situations, including before bed to promote relaxation and sleep, during times of stress to reduce anxiety, or as a way to calm the mind and body throughout the day. So the next one, box breathing. Sometimes you'll hear box breathing called 4 square breathing, and it's a simple and effective technique for reducing stress and anxiety, and I'll often recommend this for people that are experiencing pain too. The exercise involves inhaling for a count of 4, holding your breath for a count of 4, exhaling for a count of 4, and then holding your breath again for a count of 4. This pattern of breathing creates a sense of calm and control as you focus your attention on your breath and the counting process. So, how to perform box breathing. Find a quiet, comfortable place where you can sit or lie down. Begin by inhaling deeply through your nose to the count of 4. Fill your lungs completely with air. Then hold your breath for 4 counts, counting silently in your mind. Then exhale slowly and evenly through your mouth, taking 4 counts to fully empty your lungs. And then hold your breath for the final count of 4, and then continue to repeat the process. It's important to maintain a slow and steady pace throughout the exercise, focusing on the rhythm of your breathing and the counting process. With practice, box breathing can become an effective tool for managing stress, anxiety and pain in the moment, as well as a habit that you can incorporate into your daily routine to help prevent stress from building up over time. The next breathing technique is called diaphragmatic breathing. This is also known as belly breathing, and it's a simple and effective breathing exercise that can help reduce stress and anxiety. The exercise involves breathing deeply into your diaphragm, which is the muscle located at the base of your lungs that help you control your breath. So, to perform diaphragmatic breathing, again, find somewhere comfortable where you can lay down on your back with a pillow under your head if it's needed. Place one hand on your chest and the other hand on your belly. Breathe in deeply through your nose, focusing on filling your belly with air as it rises. You should feel your hand on your belly move up as you inhale in, while your hand on your chest should remain relatively still. Exhale slowly through your mouth, feeling your belly fall as you release the air. Repeat this deep breathing process several times, focusing on the movement of your belly and the rhythm of your breath. As you get comfortable with the exercise, you can try doing it while sitting or standing, or while doing other activities such as walking or meditating. Diaphragmatic breathing can help slow down your breathing, calm your mind, and reduce stress and anxiety by bringing oxygen to your body and reducing the levels of carbon dioxide in your blood. Regular practice can help you develop a habit of breathing deeply and calmly, which can help you manage stress and anxiety more effectively over time. The next technique is 4-7-8 breathing. This breathing technique, also known as the relaxing breath or calm breath, is simple but powerful. The exercise involves inhaling for the count of 4, holding your breath for 7, and exhaling for the count of 8. The pattern of breathing creates a sense of calm and control as you focus your attention on the breath and the counting process. It really does focus your mind because the counts are different, and therefore you're having to think that little bit extra, taking you back into the now rather than the past or the future. So how do you do the 4-7-8 breathing? Find a quiet, comfortable place where you can sit or lie down. Begin by exhaling completely. That's it, exhaling completely through your mouth, making a whooshing sound. Then close your mouth and inhale quietly through your nose for the count of 4. Hold your breath for the count of 7. Then exhale completely through your mouth, making a whooshing sound again for the count of 8. Repeat the process, focusing on your breath and the counting. Again, it's important to maintain a slow and steady pace throughout the exercise, focusing on the rhythm of the breath and the counting process. The counting, 4-7-8 breathing, can be especially helpful for reducing stress and anxiety in the moment, as well as a habit that you can incorporate into your daily routine to help prevent stress. As I've said with the other ones, stress builds up over time, and by practicing techniques such as breathing, you can actually find that it is preventative rather than curative. And finally, the last technique is called alternate nostril breathing. This is a type of breathing exercise that's used in yoga and meditation to balance the energy in your body and calm your mind. The exercise involves using your thumb and ring finger to alternate the flow of air through each nostril, creating a balanced and rhythmic pattern of breathing. To perform alternate nostril breathing, sit in a comfortable upright position with your spine straight and your eyes closed. Using your right hand thumb, or left if that's more natural for you, and you'll have to change this around as I talk you through, press gently on your right nostril, closing it off, and inhale deeply through your left nostril. Then use your right thumb to release your right nostril and use your right ring finger to press gently on your left nostril, closing it off. Exhale through the right nostril and then inhale through the same nostril. Repeat the process, alternating the flow of air through each nostril with each intake, with each inhale and exhale. The rhythm of alternate nostril breathing creates a calming and balancing effect, much like the other techniques, reducing, again, stress and anxiety, and improving mental clarity and focus. The exercises can be performed for as long as you like, typically for about 5 to 10 minutes at a time. It's important to maintain a steady and relaxed pace throughout the exercise, focusing on the flow of your breath and the sensations of the air moving in and out of your nostrils. Regular practice can help you develop a habit of using your breath to calm your mind and reduce stress, which can in turn improve your overall well-being and quality of life. So that's the 5 different types of breathing patterns that I'm going to share with you today. You can use all of these to help you relax, calm, centre and focus your thoughts and feelings. To recap, here are the 5 breathing exercises in a nutshell that I've talked about today. I hope you give them all a try and decide on which ones are the most effective for you. Remember, in my world, it's always different strokes for different folks. So the first one was the psychological sigh, activating the parasympathetic nervous system. You take 2 deep breaths in through the nose and then a long exhale with a sigh through the mouth, repeating up to 3 times. The second one, box breathing. Inhale for a count of 4, hold the breath for a count of 4, exhale for the count of 4, and then hold the breath for another count of 4. Repeat this cyclically a number of times. Diaphragmatic breathing was the third one. Lie down and place one hand on your chest and the other on your stomach. Breathe in deeply through your nose, feeling your stomach rise. And then exhale slowly through your mouth, feeling your stomach fall. Repeat for several minutes. One thing to note, it really does make a difference. Make sure that your exhale is longer than your inhale. I'll explain that in another podcast. The fourth one we talked about was the 4-7-8 breathing. And this one is breathe in through your nose for a count of 4, hold your breath for a count of 7, and then exhale through your mouth for the count of 8. And again, you repeat this as many times as necessary. And lastly, we talked about alternate nostril breathing. And this is with one hand, close your right nostril and inhale deeply through your left nostril. Close your left nostril and exhale through your right nostril. Repeat alternating nostrils with each breath. So that wraps it up for today. And I'm really grateful that you've been listening with me. It means so much. And I hope that you've got at least one takeaway from this episode. What's your favourite breathing technique? If you're interested, you can find the show notes and any links that I've mentioned on my website. That's www.myheartandmind.co.uk/podcast. And if you enjoyed today's show and you'd like some company and like to start a discussion on social media, you can always come over to my Facebook group. And that's www.facebook.com/groups/My Heart and Mind Community. So, just before we wrap up, I want to remind you that you are loved more than you will ever know. You are admired by more people than you'd ever expect, and you are worthy of joy and happiness.
You've been listening to Sallie Crawley and the My Heart and Mind podcast, a show for you if you've had a heart attack, cardiac event, or other life-changing experience and want to feel good. It's all about mastering your feelings and emotions so you can feel great and live the life you love. To find out more, visit www.myheartandmind.co.uk and note that that's an AND and not the ampersand character. Go be magnificent.